The Last Report from Gaza. The last light of dusk slowly left the streets of Gaza, as if the city were hiding beneath the scarf of a weary, tearful mother. The smell of gunpowder mingled with the smoke of burned buildings, and every breath was taken along a narrow line between life and death. Anasalsharif stood in front of a half-destroyed building. From beneath the rubble, a smooth, delicate white hand slowly emerged, covered in dust and blood, showing the last desperate signs of life. Through his microphone, his voice went out. Open quote, "Here, beneath this building, an entire family has been wiped out, but the hands of this young child are moving. I can see him. He's still alive." Close quote. From behind the camera, that soft yet resolute smile lit his lips. Not because his heart was happy, but because he knew that every act of courage, every act of kindness, must stand against the darkness of this war. His colleagues would often tell him, "Anas, you can even smile in the middle of these flames." Anas would softly reply, "If we stop smiling, lies will take the place of truth." And with that he began, live on air, the effort to rescue the child. Moving on, he reached a narrow alley where 3 children stood, their lips dry, their eyes sunken from hunger, dark circles shadowing them. One small boy, his hair turned grey from dust, looked straight into the camera. Anas rummaged through his bag, took out half a piece of bread, and gave each one a piece. As they bit into the bread, he also pulled out a bottle of water and handed it to them. When their thirst was quenched, a faint smile of joy lit their lips. In their faces, Anas saw the hope that had been lost in the shadow of the bombs. Open quote, "This is not just war. This is the collapse of humanity." Close quote. The warm human flame in his eyes was still alive. A few streets away, a mother sat in front of a tent, holding her 6-year-old injured daughter in her lap. The child's lips had turned blue from thirst. Her bones jutted from under her skin like a living skeleton, unable to speak or move. The mother felt neither hunger nor thirst. She was only following the last breaths of her daughter. Anas stood silently and whispered to himself, covering his eyes for a moment with his right hand's fingers, lost in thought. Then he took a deep breath and added, "If only I could lend this little girl a piece of my life." Further along, he stopped in front of a destroyed mosque. It was the mosque tied to his childhood memories, the mosque whose call to prayer once brought peace to the heart of the city. Now half-burnt bouquets of flowers lay scattered on the ground. The sand of the prayer niche mixed with drops of blood, charred pages of books lying with burned petals along broken walls. In the air, the sound of bombs had replaced the call to prayer, and the smell of gunpowder poisoned the wind. Suddenly, the thin scream of a child tore through the silence. Anas turned his camera. A 10-year-old girl was running through the flames. Her white dress was on fire, waves of heat curling around her. Helplessly she raised her hands, her cries for help shaking the walls of the ruined city. Anas ran toward her, but the flames were too fast. She took a few more steps before being swallowed by the fire. Her last scream remained in Anas's heart like a nail of iron. Night drew near. In a white tent outside Al-Shifa Hospital, Anas and his 4 colleagues were planning the next day's reports. From the edge of the sky, the faint shape of a jet appeared, and the roar of a falling bomb reached every vein in the air. Flames and smoke engulfed the tent. Anas and his colleagues were the direct target of the strike. People rushed to the scene. With their own eyes they saw Anas covered in the red of blood, his collar torn by the blast, as if someone had tried to rip out his heart and throat. For the television audience, memories of Anas's earlier reports came flooding back. The hunger of children, the wiping out of entire families, the thirst of mothers, the destruction of mosques, schools and hospitals, the brutal images of airstrikes. And the sentence he used to say, open quote, "If you see this and remain silent, then you're part of the very fire that has turned this child's body to bones." Close quote. But in the minds of the people, Anas was still alive. It seemed he was still moving, between the ruins of Gaza and the cries of mothers, between the wails of children and the destroyed mosque, whose call to prayer was now lost. Suddenly he would stop, turn back, smile, like a wave of light breaking through the darkness. He held his camera firmly, and on his lips rested that soft yet unshakable smile. Open quote, "I will stand as long as the truth lives."